Hey guys, so in today's video I thought I'd talk about how I balance work, uni work and a social life. I feel like when you get to uni there's like all kinds of things that start going on. Like, in some cases you're working a part-time job, you have essays to complete, presentations to do, and then like the social life of uni and then just looking after yourself. When I first came to uni it was a big shock to me how much of my free time was taken up doing like the food shop, my laundry, cooking, cleaning, like all of that kind of like ate away at my free time, which I was used to having. And so then I was like, oh my god, how am I going to balance like taking care of myself with my uni work? And then I decided to get a job as well, and I was like, how am I going to balance all of this? So if you're feeling the same as I was, you're not alone, and hopefully this video will help you to balance it all. So the first thing I'd say is get a planner. This one has lasted me ages. It was really cheap as well. I got it from TK Maxx. I find this planner really useful because obviously it's got like the boxes for each day, but then it's got like a big list. I normally write my shopping list in here, I find, or like my plans for the week. There's a section for top priorities that week. I normally only like write 3 like big goals in there because I think it's important to like hone in on what you really want to focus on. Small victories, I think it's quite nice to reflect. I also write a gratitude journal at the end of every evening, which helps me like reflect on my day and like feel grateful for like anything that's happened, even if it's been like a really boring day and all I've done is uni work, made my dinner, whatever. I could have had a really nice dinner, my presentation could have gone really well, and so I think it's really important, even if you've had a really hectic day, to like reflect on it and like pick out all the good bits. I know sometimes people really like to have a schedule. I personally don't, because if I fall behind on my schedule then I just give up. So I just like to make a to-do list and then I just make a commitment to myself to say that I'm gonna get 50% of it done or whatever. The lists that I make are quite big. I know some people really like to take everything off their list, but I know going ahead when I'm writing my lists, like I write quite a lot down because I just like to like put everything down that I know I need to get done, and then I just carry it on to the next day. I like to use the app Forest. This is one that I used when revising. I now use it if I'm really struggling to focus. Basically you set a timer, and as your timer goes, it grows a tree, and if you go off the app or if you go on like Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, whatever, it kills the tree. And so like, I don't know, I just find it like motivating because I don't want to have to like start again and like regrow a tree. I find them really useful. I use the Pomodoro technique, so I work for 25 minutes, take a break for 5. That's really useful because it really like hones my focus. Also, I'd say if you're going to use a planner, write important dates in another like colour or like highlight it, whatever, just so it like stands out. Going with having a schedule, I'd say definitely for everyone try and have a structure to your day. It can be reasonably loose. Just say like, I'd like to wake up between 8 and 8:30 or 9 and 9:30, like whatever works for you. They try aim early because then you can have a proper morning to yourself where you like go get breakfast, sit and watch YouTube or Netflix, whatever. Also make sure you get your full 8 hours because you don't want to find yourself like falling asleep in the middle of the day. I think naps are fine, like a 20-minute power nap like does the job sometimes, but like if you're having to take a nap every day, you might want to start thinking about like rejigging your schedule a little bit. Another thing I find really useful is having different windows on my laptop open for like different purposes. So I've got a window with all the tabs open for my like student ambassador work, another one open for like all my presentation tabs, like another for essays. I have a lot of tabs and I know sometimes it can be a bit stressful, but like splitting it up into separate windows sort of like organizes it and like it's less stressful. Also read up on your assignment briefs, or like if you've got deadlines for work or whatever, I always look up the deadline for when my essays are due, etc., and I write them all down. I always try and get a bit of schoolwork done every day as well as uni work, so like making videos, planning PAL sessions, whatever. Like I try and sort of do a little bit every day. Then after all of that work, it's really important to just have some me time. So whether that's a face mask, watching a film. Personally, at sort of like 5:30, 6 o'clock, I shut everything down and I go downstairs and I watch a film with my flatmates. Need a bit of a balance of sort of like socialising, and then you need some like me time. So like whenever I come upstairs, I always like sit down with my gratitude journal, listen to my songs, maybe put on a YouTube video, fill out my gratitude journal, and then like do a face mask or like just do my skincare routine. So that's sort of like my evening routine, and it's quite nice because that's like my time. It can also be helpful during the week to have like days for certain things. Recently I've decided that Sunday is a cleaning day, so I've just spent today cleaning the like kitchen, just making sure it's all clean and like sorting out my room and stuff. Having those days where you do specific like household things means that you keep on top of it, because I think it is quite easy to get carried away with the uni work and like part-time jobs, whatever, and then just forget that like, oh my god, I've not changed my bed sheets, or oh my god, like the bathroom really needs cleaning, or whatever. And then if you really deep it, what else are you going to be doing? Use this all the time. When I'm sort of like sat and I'm like, oh, I really don't want to like write this presentation, or I really don't want to do this essay, whatever, I'm like, genuinely, what else would I be doing? Like watching YouTube, watching Netflix. Like I can do that anytime, and you can still do it. Like also, like if you really think about it, how many hours are you awake for? Probably like 12, maybe more. 12 hours is so long to get everything done. Like if you put aside the procrastination, like you have so much time to get it all done. I always try and think of it as like me benefiting my future self. We all have those days of like, I don't want to do anything, and that's completely fine. Like you definitely need, like I always use the weekends as sort of like reset days, because you need that. So don't feel guilty for taking days off, but on your days on, like you need to be on and like on top of everything and sort of like working as hard as possible, so then your days off are even better, because you're like, oh my god, I've done so much work, I don't have to stress because I've done it all, and like I'm so proud of myself, so I'm really gonna just sort of chill. I love it, I love being busy, it's when I'm the happiest. So yeah, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I just pile on too much. If you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling like you've got too much going on, hopefully my tips helped. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!